Want to find out what the nerfs and buffs that are coming to these specialists are in the Division 2, plus the nerf or buff that the new specialist is going to get? Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about. This is LaserBolt, and today we're going to be diving into the nerfs and buffs that the specialists are getting in the Division 2. Not only the 3 that we currently have activated, but also the 4th one that's also going to be launching pretty soon, which is the machine gunner. Also, don't forget about our monthly giveaway. We're giving away a free pair of headsets, the Turtle Beach Recon 70s. So if you want to go ahead and enter, just click on the link down below where it says join the Bolt Nation. Now, these nerfs and buffs come after a lot of different sorts of feedback, not only from the community, and also some misinformation that we got in from the devs. And some of this doesn't really make sense, and we're trying to tie all this together to see if what we wanted is exactly what we're getting, or if it's not. So just to give you guys a quick update of exactly what's going on in case you don't know what's happening. So, prior to the new law update that's coming out, a lot of us were complaining that some of the specialists didn't really have too much, of a hard-hitting aspect to it. We didn't feel like the specialists and their weapon was producing enough damage as it was. So most of the complaints was primarily for the crossbow. We felt that the crossbow was very luck-lustered. We wanted for it to output a little bit more damage. There was also a lot of speculations that the TAC 50, which is from the survivalist weapon, wasn't providing enough power as well. It was very, very limited on power. There wasn't too much complaining regarding the nade launcher. The only complaint that we had as a whole community in general is that we weren't getting enough ammo for the specialist. There wasn't just enough ammo to actually use the specialist. Some people even run their specialists just for the perks and the abilities, and people kind of really don't use the signature weapons because there really isn't that much of a benefit using any of these weapons. The only one that I believe gets really, really used a lot, which would be the grenade launcher, and a lot of people do use that one. And I would say out of all the specialties that we currently have as of right now, that's the one that most people use their signature weapon the most. Now, with the introduction of the minigunner, people have already been able to play that on the PC. And there's like a public test server that's going on, the PTS, and that one is also going to be getting a tweak or a nerf due to all the testing that they've been doing. So before it comes out, I do want to let you guys know exactly what's going to be happening with the minigunner, so when he comes to the console, you guys can know what was tweaked and what wasn't tweaked. So now you guys kind of have a background story of exactly what's going on and why these changes are happening. Let's take a look at the nerfs and the buffs. And what I want to know in the comment section down below, do you feel that the specialist needed a buff or a nerf? If you do, which specialist do you think needs the most buff, and which specialist do you think needs a nerf? Or if you think that none of them need a nerf, please let me know in the comment section down below. After I get talking about the nerfs and the buffs, I also want to give you guys my opinion on why I think these changes are happening, so you guys can get a better assessment of if it's beneficial or if it's not beneficial. So let's get started with the first specialist, which is going to be the Demolitionist. Now, the Demolitionist, of course, everybody should know, he uses a grenade launcher, pretty OP grenade launcher. I wouldn't say it's extremely OP, but it does its job. I believe that one didn't even need to be touched. I think it was just perfect the way it was. The only thing I might have done in case they wanted to nerf it, which they did, was maybe just reduce the amount of ammo that it had, maybe bring it down 2, or maybe just bring it down 1, and just kept the damage the way it was. But unfortunately, guys, I gotta be the bearer of bad news. The Demolitionist is going to get a damage reduction, which is something that I'm I wouldn't say upset, but I don't think it was something that was needed. It wasn't extremely OP. You weren't like able to clear like a whole mob, with one grenade thumper, unless they're all stacked up together. They could have easily reduced the radius, which would have made a little bit more sense, or reduced the amount of ammo that you had within the specialist class. But a damage nerf, I don't think it was something that was actually needed. I'm a little bit disappointed with this one. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Demolitions needed a nerf? Next, let's take a look at the other specialist. We have the Survivalist. Now, the Survivalist is, of course, the person with the bow. And it's personally my favorite specialist. I believe that there are so many benefits of running specialists. Even though now when we get the new update, we're not going to have all those benefits are kind of going to be shared across the board. So it's not going to be so fundamental to run a specific specialist. It's just going to have to go with what you like and what you think is better suited for you. And I'll have a different video breaking all that down later down the road. But the Survivalist, guys, everybody was asking for a buff. Everybody was saying, we need a buff for the specialist. We need its bow to do some work. We need that. But unfortunately, guys, once again, being the bearer of bad news, the specialist survivalist went ahead and got a damage nerf, which doesn't really make sense to me. I believe it actually needed a buff. I mean, I think the arrow wasn't actually doing as much damage as I think a specialist weapon should do. And unfortunately, he got a nerf. It doesn't make sense. I think we need to actually have a big outcry for this so, they could fix it and not patch it, because once it gets patched, it's kind of, we're stuck and we'll have to wait for another update. So unfortunately, guys, the survivalist also went ahead and got a nerf. Let me know in the comment section down below, if you do run into the survivalist, are you happy that it got a nerf, or are you disappointed as much as I am? Now let's talk about the specialist, the sharpshooter. Now the sharpshooter is the one that uses the sniper rifle, and everybody was saying this needs a major buff. I don't know how many sharpshooters are out there that run the specialist that actually use the sniper on this class. I mean, if you do, let me know in the comment section down below. I mean, I've seen multiple people just run the sharpshooter just so they could get that extra headshot damage, and it's very limited amount of people that just run it because they want to run with a sniper. But that is what I've seen the majority of the time when I'm playing. Let me know if you guys have seen the same thing when people run this, this specialist. But I'm kind of happy with what happened here. They actually went ahead and buffed it. They actually gave it like twice the amount of damage that it already currently has, which I think it's actually a really good sign due to the fact that this specialist was really, really, really lackluster, and we needed something to make sure that people were using the sniper weapon as frequently as they possibly can and more effectively and for engagements. I think that this one did it a buff, and I'm kind of happy that they actually put this on a buff. But overall, in general, I think everybody would have to agree that the sharpshooter needed a buff. Now, the question will become is how many people will be using the sharpshooter specialist if the majority of the stats are going to be sharing across the different specialists. I want to know from you guys, are you a sharpshooter specialist? If you are, do you plan on switching now that things are going to be shared across the board? Now, let's talk about the last specialist. Now, I know a lot of you guys haven't had a chance to play with the minigunner, and by far, it's a very interesting class. There's a lot of interesting builds you can put together with that specialist, but that one also got a nerf. Now, they felt that the machine gun was a little bit too OP, so they reduced the damage just a tad bit for the minigun. It's very hard for me to talk about this one because not too many people have played the PTS. And, everybody, that's the majority of people who are on console have never played it. The, people on Xbox, PlayStation 4, and even some people on PC haven't downloaded the PTS. So it's very hard to tell you guys it got a nerf because some of you guys might not even know what is exactly happening. But I do want to let you guys know that the minigun was a little bit, was more OP than what they expected. So they went ahead and dwindled this down. Now, the question you might be having, Laser, what is your opinion? What do you think about these nerfs and buffs? Well, I have a little bit of more insight on why I think this happened. And I don't know if you guys were aware, but one of our biggest drawbacks or one of our biggest feedbacks that we gave the division team was the fact that we felt that there wasn't enough specialist ammo in the field in order for us to actually reload our weapons or keep using our specialist ability. Now, what they said is they went ahead and tweaked it a bit where you would find more ammo now that you're playing the game. And I have to tell you guys, after playing the PTS, there is a lot more specialist ammo out there. There's a lot much. It's like comparing apples to grapes, guys. There is a lot of specialist ammo. Now, one thing I do want to let you guys know is that I think that this is the reason why they went ahead and did these nerfs and these buffs, because the reason why I feel they reduced the damage of the demolition is because since you're going to be finding more ammo, you're going to be shooting your gun more. So I guess they decided to reduce the damage. I think that's the same reason they went ahead and did it with the survivalists, because you'll be finding more ammo more frequently. So they've kind of figured out, since there's going to be more people shooting it, let's just go ahead and reduce the damage so, the ammo could equate with the damage that the gun is being outputted. Now, the question is, do I agree with this? I don't know how I feel about it, man. I don't know if more ammo would equate for less damage. I felt like the demolitionist didn't need to be touched, to be honest. That's my personal opinion. And I felt that the survivalist still needed a buff, and I still think it needs a buff, even if you're going to be fighting more, more arrows. You're not going to be shooting those arrows if they're not going to be doing any damage. It's going to be the same thing with the demolitionists. You're not going to be switching over to shoot your thumper if it's not going to be doing enough damage, even if you're finding more ammo. That's my personal opinion. But now it's time to hear your guys' opinion. What do you guys think of these nerfs and these buffs? Do you guys agree that since there's more ammo now, should they have reduced the damage? Do you guys agree with that, or do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below. I love hearing your comments and knowing what you guys think of the way we're unfolding in the Division 2. If you did enjoy this video, do me the huge favor, guys. Let's drop a like in this video. Let's get this video to 100 likes. In addition to that, guys, if you're new to the channel, I would highly recommend you guys definitely subscribe so you guys can stay up to date to Division 2 videos. And when you subscribe, please make sure that your notification bell is ticked. That way you will get notified when the Division 2 videos go live. If you are already a sub, do me a huge favor, guys. Please double check that notification bell is ticked so you could also get informed when Division 2 videos go live as well. If you guys would love to show any more additional love and support, consider joining the Bolt Nation and become part of the best community out there on YouTube by clicking that join button right next to the subscribe button down below in the video. You'll be entered to exclusive monthly giveaways and amazing features only found in the LaserBolt channel, so definitely do consider joining. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget WGATAP, and I will catch you guys on the next video.